Hello, I'm Jeff Patterson. This is Daniel Tran. Today we're going to look at a series of different Muay Thai elbow techniques. This series I learned from Ajarn Sirisute, and we're not going to go into combinations with them or really training with them, just kind of more the technical different ways to deliver the elbows. There's 9 different elbows. On the last elbow we're going to show you a couple different variations of it. And then you can put them together however you want. You can put them together in different offensive or defensive techniques on the mitts, on the pads, on the heavy bag, shadow boxing, whatever you're doing. But it'll just give you some more variety and some things you can play with the elbow. So the first elbow we're going to look at is the regular horizontal elbow. And so, Daniel, if you could face the camera and demonstrate, please. So when he does the elbow, go ahead. Yes, notice how he's keeping that hand up, covering high. When you're doing the elbow, it's real important to have this cover up, because if you're close enough to hit with the elbow, you're close enough to get hit by the elbow, and you want to make sure that this temple up here is covered. Let's do a couple more, please, on the horizontal. Good. And also notice how he's shifting his weight and pivoting his heel a little bit when he comes in on the elbow. Do a couple more. Good. All right, so when you hold the mitts for the elbow, especially when we get into the spinning back elbow and some of the other elbows that are a little bit more aggressive or have a little bit more movement in them, you want to make sure not to hold too close to the face. It's easy to get cut with the elbow. And if it's like, come here please, let's face this way. So I'm not going to hit him hard, but if my elbow just does this, right here on this bone on the side of his face, it doesn't take much, and it's going to cut that open. And so you want to take extra care, and if you're holding the pads, making sure that you're not trying to be back here with the pad. So let's do the horizontal elbow a couple times. I hold this one up, and notice how I got it nice in front of me. And also, too, just like with any punch, when you're holding the mitts, if you're holding for a hook, which is similar, I don't want to be over here. Because if I get somebody who's 6'5" and they're killing it, they're hitting with a lot of weight, and I'm holding the pad over here, this is going to rip on my shoulder. I want that pad to be on my center line, and when he hits it, I'm hitting it back, so I'm giving a little bit of resistance, so I'm not taking the blunt of that power on my shoulder. So again, I'll do a couple more times. Good. Now, next elbow, diagonal up elbow. Can you demonstrate a couple times, please, facing the camera? So that elbow's coming across diagonally, his hand's going in his armpit, and he's still got that good cover up here. Same thing when I hold for the mats, or the mitts, I'm going to hold him here, and he comes up at an angle here. Good. So we're going to go through these a little bit fast, these first basic ones, because they're very similar. Next one is a down elbow. Again, same covers. Demonstrate a couple, please. Good. When I hold for the down elbow, it's here. Good. So far we've done the horizontal, the diagonal up, and the down. Now we have the vertical up elbow. Demonstrate vertical up elbow, please. Make sure he's keeping that good cover, hand up, covering the temple, just like before. So for the vertical up elbow, we're going to hold across. So I'm going to come here, and he goes up, up, up. Good. Next one, down elbow with a stomp. So on this one, I'm going to hold the pad kind of like this, and he's going to reach up, picks up his foot, and he kind of falls into it. So he's using his weight and coming down. Can you just demonstrate a couple in front of the camera, please? Good. So on the mitts. Good. Down elbow. Next one, inward elbow. And this one is give you a lot of, when you kind of open up a little bit and you're popping with the inside of that elbow. So you wouldn't want to be doing this like to the skull or something, or to the head. You want to pick a soft target when you're hitting this one. So could you demonstrate a few on this one, please? Good. So same thing on the mitts. When I'm holding for the mitts, I'm going to keep it on the center line, then tap on the inside. Good. Inward elbow. Next one we're going to do is the back or out elbow. This one you could do it on a low line, mid line, or high line. Could you demonstrate a few, please? Good. So on this one, if he's going to throw that right elbow, comes in and pop, left elbow, right. Yep. Good. Moving right along. Next one. Straight elbow or punching elbow. So on the straight elbow, when you're doing this one, he's going to reach up high and he's going to step in and throw it almost just like he's throwing a jab or a punch, and he's transferring his weight in the same way he would be doing with a straight punch as well. So we'll do the left side. He's going to reach up and punch in. Left side. Left side. Right side. Right side. Yeah. So that punch is coming forward on that one. He's using his hip and his shoulder to drive that power in. Now, last elbow we're going to do, kind of the most flashy one of the mix, is the spinning back elbow. We're going to do two variations. The first variation is you're going to do the spinning back elbow where you snap back. Not the spin through, the snap back. Yes, good. Now notice how before he hits with that elbow, two things. He's looking at his target, and also when that elbow comes around, you don't want to swing it wide like this. When you come in with that elbow, I want to come over the top, because if his guard is in a good tight guard and I go like this, I'm going to catch his hand. So I want to come across and chop down the center with that elbow. So do a couple more, please, on the snap back. And then the second variation on the spinning back elbow is the spin through. So you go ahead and hit and you spin through. And notice how his eyes never come off the target when he spins around. He looks at the target, and now he keeps them on the target as he comes back through on that. So when we're doing the spinning back elbow, go ahead and step across and go. And notice how, too, I want to really make sure on this one, because he's turning his head away from me for a split second. If you do this one with beginners, sometimes they'll come around, they're not even looking when they're hitting, and it's easier to get caught with the elbow. So make sure that pads your distance away from him. He goes again. And do the spin through. Back in. Go. Good. So those are the 9 basic elbows, and you can play those, like I said, with a variety of different ways. When you're doing your training, start mixing up some of those different elbows with your combinations. Play them off of going in from the striking range to that close pummeling range, or coming back out, working them off the kicks. A lot of different ways you can get into there. We'll do some more combinations later to show you how to put those together in different ways. But hopefully you have fun with these and you learn something new. Thanks for checking in and watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.